bringing it to you again tonight. Here we go, break it down. Okay, let me see.
Hey.
What we talking about? This is Freya.
Champagne.
Treva.
And Lynn.
And today we're going to be discussing the book-to-movie adaptation of The Invisible Man. Yes.
By H.G. Wells.
Yes. There are a couple different versions of this movie, and we're going to get a few. It's a lot. And we're going to get into a couple of them, few of them, but not all of them by no means.
No.
But we're going to go ahead and have a little bit of a conversation about this wine we drinking today. I keep saying today. It's actually night. It's dark outside.
Yeah.
Spring is upon us, and
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Let's not do that.
All right, today we are drinking... Today. We are drinking Bartenura Moscato wine.
It's cold outside.
It's from Italy, and
Delish.
it's a little sweet for my taste, but
Love it.
it's delicious, and it's also 14% alcohol.
Yum.
Is that why my head is spinning a little bit?
Yeah.
Sure, blame it on the alcohol.
Yeah.
I love a Moscato, though, because I love sweet wine.
I can drink the whole bottle and be fine.
It seems like you have a this. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get into the conversation. Thank you, Lynn, as usual. Let's get into the conversation about the book-to-movie adaptation. How'd you guys like the book?
What?
Well,
I mean, I feel like somebody had to pluck me every 5 minutes because it was so dry. But, I mean, it's an older book, and they all are dry like that to me. But I don't know.
I agree. That?
I just, I don't have any interest in the story.
I didn't really have too much interest in it. I mean, it was an interesting story per se. However, it took a long time to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, the book came out like 123 years ago.
Yeah.
And I guess their context of, storytelling back then was just very dry and anticlimactic because I struggled getting through this book.
Yeah.
But you think about it back then, through candlelight, this was entertainment to them.
It was.
But
Doesn't
for
make the
us-
story good.
So they just clung to anything.
Touche.
We are like,
1897.
Yes. Sorry. Am I not allowed to take a sip?
No, I thought
Everyone's looking at me.
I thought you were talking like
I thought you were getting ready to say something, and I look up, she's like,
your face started and stopped, and then you choked, and I'm like, what's happening?
Clinking. Yeah.
I heard it was
I'm sorry. I needed to lift my glass and have a little sip. Okay, just a little sip. Okay, we're still sharing it with you.
all right, so thinking about the dry, slow, paint drying book, we can start by talking about the 1933 version of the movie.
Black and white.
It was black and white, so I feel like it mirrored the book
It did.
with the dryness. But, I mean, the adaptation I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
on.
it was just like the book.
definitely spot on.
Yes.
So, in the 1933 version, I feel like it was extremely close to the book. But do you guys remember in that version, like that woman, how she used to scream?
I swear to God, if I would have been on set,
You would have knocked her
You
out.
gave her the Academy Award because back then that was
would-
amazing acting.
no, if you would have heard this woman scream,
You saw it.
so like, what is?
It was reminding me of the Wizard of Oz, right?
Like, why?
Do you remember how the witch used to be like, get down?
Yes.
Like, that's how that woman
That was
screaming.
amazing
Times
acting
10.
back then too.
Times 10.
Times
though.
10.
It was times 10.
And so it was during one of my insomnia nights. So I put it on at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that woman screamed,
Oh.
and I popped up and looked at Dennis. I was like, oh, he is going to straight strangle me.
What made it so even worse is that I feel like it was just the owner of the
Hotel.
the hotel.
Oh, okay.
It felt like everybody was just talking normal, and she just all of a sudden. And I'm just like, why?
That's what she got paid to do.
Clearly.
That's it.
It was so bad. Like, the fact that that's the one thing that just stood out to me in that movie, and I mentioned it, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm like, if that woman screams one more time, I'm going to break this television.
And the first time she screamed, it caught me off guard, but It was for no
I was
purpose.
gonna say it was nothing there.
It was no purpose.
Yeah, it was like it was nothing there.
It wasn't the invisible man
out of the room.
Right.
And she was just like, I'm like, why? What are you saying?
Don't act like you aren't dramatic.
So nice. That is by far.
It was horrible. It was horrible. I was just like, am I watching The Wizard of Oz? Because I feel like I hear I'm gonna get you pretty or something. I mean, it was just, I couldn't believe it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
It was odd.
It was funny though. After it was over, I was like, okay.
It wasn't supposed to be funny, was it?
That scream was
I'm
ridiculous.
not quite sure.
It wasn't even scary.
No, it wasn't.
It's weird.
But it matched the book.
It
Yeah.
did. And I actually like the special effects that they had for that time period. Because I think that...
You're gonna have to help me out there.
Where?
No, because of the Invisible Man.
Oh.
Oh, showing how they demonstrated him.
Right,
Yeah, that was.
exactly.
Oh yeah,
That
no, they
probably
actually
was
did
a
do a good job.
blockbuster back then.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
it was really well done for that time period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else you want to talk about with Claude Rains?
No, I actually like the adaptation.
Yeah, I just like the adaptation. I don't have any thoughts on the cast at all.
Right.
And she was unaccredited, clearly. It's no purpose for her.
Do you know what that sound kind of reminded me of?
Right.
Rhea.
Oh.
When we were driving up to New York.
Inside joke, but it was hilarious. Do we have that? I think we have a clip of
I
that.
don't know if we needed the clip. I don't know why we need it right now.
For no apparent reason.
Always is the reason.
So you were channeling this before you even seen it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whatever.
You knew it was coming.
Well, let's move on to the 2017-2018 version of The Invisible Man.
Oh, God.
So this wasn't a good adaptation because the storyline completely changed to 2017-2018 version. I mean, I like the story of the Invisible Man, and I like the fact that he kind of had this research assistant, but it was really more about their development and their discovery rather than his independent thing. I don't know where the murder of the little boy came in. Like, there was this little boy that was murdered. That was his son, which is why he went evil to kill people.
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't get that.
It was a little strange.
Yeah.
It was a little strange.
Yeah.
For sure. So it was a little strange, and I found myself a little confused toward the end when I realized that Griffin was apparently killing Tristan, which is his partner in some degree, I guess. And he, like, all of a sudden, Tristan wasn't there, and he was stabbing himself. I was just like, wait, what? It was anybody else what?
Stabbed himself to death.
Yeah, he was stabbing the professor, and when he woke up from his hallucination, I guess, he realized he was stabbing himself. Tristan turned into him, sitting in the chair while he's stabbing. Then all of a sudden he looks at himself, the chair is empty, and I'm just like, why?
See, that's a piece that I fell asleep on.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see the end of it.
No reason for you to see it.
Okay, I'm glad, because you sound like you don't even
That
understand
part,
what happened.
That
Yeah.
part you could have fell asleep on. I could have fell asleep on.
Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't see the last 10, 15 minutes of the movie.
And then apparently, okay, so the kid dies, the Griffin's son, but it was so weird because a student of his is who killed him.
Oh yeah, I saw
So
that.
it's like, okay, so I don't understand. You know who the killer is. Why is he just killing your son? Then toward later on, it shows that he must be a serial killer because he was collecting kids, apparently.
Oh, the student was collecting the kids. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
strange. But
It was kind of like Invisible Man meets, I don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer, or I don't. It was
weird.
just
The American Psycho version.
exactly. It was just crazy. I don't know why they introduced that. Like, it could have been two separate movies.
completely separate. It was-
And they didn't carry that dialogue out about the murdering student, whatever,
Right.
for you to even understand how it fit into the movie. It was
at all,
just
the murder
silly.
of his son, the actual scene was ridiculous.
Oh, I know it
It was
was.
horrible.
It was so bad.
It was horrible.
The little boy's laying there. Okay, you can tie me up.
Before he even got in there, he was like, shh. And I'm like, why would you shush? What are you talking about? I'm screaming right now. And he was shushing. He was just quiet, like, okay.
Right. And then he started kicking.
And then he knocked him out, and then all of a sudden he woke up and started kicking, and the stabbing was just like, if somebody's stabbing me with my mouth covered, I'm not, No, I'm not
Well,
doing
you
that.
know, to the benefit of the people who did this movie, I think it was done by the Art Institute of California. So it may have been a student movie.
Okay.
So it may have been some students that did it, which I think they did a good job. Like if it was a student project or something like that, I think they did a good job.
I'll take that.
But I don't know why. I feel like it was a student that would just always wanted to do like a Jason killer movie. So they had to add that stabbing, killing component of it to satisfy that need.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Just a guess. All right. So 2020 version. Whoop whoop.
Woo woo.
So
now you're back.
Yeah, you were so passionate about it. Nobody wanted to interject anything you had to say, because I might have been stabbed and hog-tied too. Okay.
Because of course I was not really paying attention when Lynn wrote everything down for us when we were talking about doing this one, and somehow something came over me that said I was supposed to watch the series Invisible Man.
Got it.
He was like an agent, worked for the U.S. government, and they injected him with the stuff to make him invisible. And then they decided, hey, this can work for us. And then, he was somebody who was an agent for the FBI type people.
Got it.
And they had other people that they injected with stuff too to make them agents. So in this series, there was a guy that they were injecting with poison, small portions, until his entire body chemistry changed and he poisoned and killed you when he touched you.
I'm glad I missed that. Completely.
So I think there was...
I'm sorry. What?
So glad I dodged that bullet.
Wait, what year was the series?
I guess what I was trying to figure out. That's when you guys lost me. I couldn't remember what it was. It says 1942, but that doesn't look like the cast.
Was it black and white or?
No, it wasn't black and white. It was color. It was looking young versions looking. Maybe it was 40. I don't know. Maybe it was 1990 something. I don't know.
I thought it was like the 70s or something, because wasn't like Chevy Chase or somebody like that?
Somebody like that we knew. Yeah.
Oh, that's another one. That's another movie. I think that's another adaptation.
Yeah, but it's called Invisible Man. And I believe that at some point when we were discussing this, everybody said we would read it and then, watch it, and then you guys changed your mind on me.
Did the Invisible Man tell you that?
No,
in your ear? He whispered it?
I believe that you guys said it and then you changed your mind, and somehow I was not in the middle of that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, that never happened.
So I watched the freaking series.
Okay.
I really think it is a version of Hollow Man. Is what it is. But I don't know for sure. But there was 6.
Would make sense.
Yeah, there were 6 episodes.
Okay.
And
6 episodes.
So I just needed to put that out there because that adaptation was the pits. Had nothing to do with this book. That we just wanted to let everyone know that.
Oh, thanks for sharing that. I'm glad you shared it because you watched it.
Yes.
Did.
This wasn't in vain.
Okay, so the 2020 version now. Can we go there now? Adaptation sucked.
Yeah, horrible adaptation.
Wonderful movie.
I know. I was like, I don't like this because it has nothing to do with the book.
Right.
But I love this movie.
Well, it did have to do with the book because he was invisible.
Okay, so...
Well, and he was a mad scientist. He was a mad scientist, kind of, sort of.
And he was a mad scientist.
He wasn't invisible. The suit he put on
And
became optically invisible.
Correct. Yeah. So there you go.
So there was no connection to like going crazy because of something you injected into your body that made you go crazy or any of those things.
Just crazy.
But that wasn't really.
He just started
He didn't go crazy in the book either.
Yeah, because remember
he
the
was
cat.
already cray-cray.
But remember they said that when they tested it on the cats and the dogs or whatever, that it made them go crazy, and that's what they were worried about with him.
I don't think he went crazy in the book.
Yeah, but he actually did. He was trying to kill everybody. That's
He did.
And now gave him a reason to be his inner psychopath.
Inner psychopath. Okay.
Yeah.
It gave him the reason to be it.
Okay.
I found that this movie was a little bit slow leading up to the, anything happening, but I appreciated it because...
Did you think so?
Yeah, I thought it was a little slow getting to it, but I appreciated it because of the suspense factor. I think that they wanted us to feel the same way she's feeling, like all of this little stuff happening and nothing really happened, but the mental part of it, because she was losing her mind, and I felt like I was losing my mind trying to wait for
You're talking about Elizabeth Moss?
Yes, Elizabeth Moss.
She was like staring in the corner, like.
I was thinking she was thinking.
So now I'm looking for something.
Right, so I'm looking like, what's happening?
It was like in the kitchen, like wide view. I'm looking at every little thing to see if like a fork moves or something like that.
I was doing the exact same thing.
But that scene where she was, or her and Sydney were in the bed, and he took the sheets off, and he was stepping on the sheets.
Oh my gosh!
Like the first, like just standing there, I'd be like, okay.
No.
And then the second tug.
Yeah.
The whole house is burning down. How did he even get like more than one step closer to you? I would have, nope. Right. Sydney, you get up. James, you get up. We're setting this whole house on fire because I know that I am not crazy.
Hold on. He clocked the hell out of Sydney.
Bro, you could have like pushed her over as she was getting up. Why did you like, a full roundhouse Mary on her? Bow.
Did he break her nose?
Because he hit her.
Yeah.
She did such a good job in this movie too. I really like her.
Yeah.
Who, Sydney?
So adorable.
Yeah.
I love when Elizabeth Moss or C, is her name. When he finally got to her in the kitchen, and just her whole having to play like somebody, that is so intense for me. Like, because she's acting technically by herself. Like when he threw on the floor and all this stuff, and having to act like, she's
fighting the air.
She's fighting the air. I thought that was brilliant, even though it looks funny.
But I think it was green screen.
I think it was green
actually
screen.
A person she was fighting.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Because there were some scenes where like he was like grabbing her arm and her hand was like indented. So he probably wore like a green suit so that it actually showed like the indentation of a person on there versus just swinging.
That's smart, actually.
And drug her back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
man.
The fighting scenes in that movie were really, really well done. I felt like she was struggling for. I felt like she was struggling for her life. You know what I mean?
Elizabeth Moss can do some crazy.
Oh my God.
Like she can do some crazy.
At the end,
crazy.
when all the cops were getting shot,
oh my God,
I was yelling at the screen at this time because, for one, I get the first two that are like, restraining C. I get it. So y'all didn't see the invisible man. I got you. But all 17 of the rest of them that came around the corner, if you 6 feet away and you see your boy get shot, why are you just standing there questioning what's going on?
Right.
I'm sorry, you guys are already shot and knocked out. I'm gone.
And why are you still talking to her? Because you can see she's not doing it.
Exactly. And she's like, he's behind you. And you're like,
at this point, to just start shooting the air. Hey, see, duck, because I'm blasting.
Exactly.
Somebody go get it.
First of all, I'm blasting the air as I back up out of there.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not staying. First of all, we're in an insane asylum as it is.
Right.
I'm out.
Well, first of all, they should have never even gotten to the insane asylum place, because if they have like fancy restaurants in San Francisco, they have cameras. So they should have saw that it obviously was not her that slit her sister's throat. It was some phantom knife that all of a sudden appeared in her hand.
Right.
Those expensive restaurants have cameras.
I was thinking the same thing for this day and age, but I was like, well, maybe it just moved so quickly that they just think it was something like a blip or something in the camera or something like that. But I mean, I was almost in tears. I was like, why he had to kill us?
Did he have to kill his sister? That was so unnecessary.
And where did the knife even come from? Like, did she still have it on her body? Did he have it in his suit?
He had to have had it because that's the knife
Where'd
from the
you
house.
pull? I know, but like, where'd you pull the knife out from?
Right.
But the sister was looking at it for a minute. She was like, she saw the knife coming towards her, and I'm like, what is she looking
at? That moment, as me watching the knife come to, I'll flip this table and I'm running. Why are you just watching a knife? Nope.
Because she was tripping like,
wait, what is that? She didn't really have time.
Oh, you had enough time.
The facial expressions, y'all.
What?
Rand's face.
Oh, that knife?
No.
Play that
You did that really well. You gotta fall forward on the table.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Rhea's giving us a little bit of her screen debut.
Yes.
Hey, it's all for TP. TP called me.
Okay. What TP say?
Are you with me? Oh yeah.
Are you with me?
I can see this dance.
Oh, just wait. You will one day.
Okay, so what did you all think about the cast? Did you have something else?
I did.
Okay, sorry.
She got like 7 pages. It wasn't button out. Why you got so much written down?
Okay, so I was confused. I'm still confused on. I know we had this conversation when we were leaving the movie theater on whether or not it was 2 invisible men or with his brother being part of it. But
I think it was.
That's what I said. I said it was, but these 2. And Raven said no.
She didn't say no. I said no because I felt as though he was setting his brother up. And it would have been more obvious to the brother that he was being set up.
No, the brother was like his little puppet and he just did whatever he wanted to say so he can stay in his pocket.
Right, because he wanted probably money.
So he was like, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to torment her. I'm going to keep feeding you money and making you feel important if you keep doing it. And then when it came to him actually dying... That's where he set him up.
Yeah,
he set him up for the fall to I think
he set him up to.
He was in there for 2-3 weeks.
He was going to take the fall regardless. If she said, "Okay, I'll keep the baby and we'll live happy ever after," they still was going to put it on him.
Oh yeah.
The murder would.
The
brother was so stupid he didn't even realize it. One phone call,
right?
It can all be over.
Exactly. Horrible acting, so creepy. Right?
Horrible.
You're gonna call the person that is not dead.
He's actually sitting right behind you.
Right.
This entire time.
Exactly.
In the chair.
Exactly. Right. So I figured out, or I thought there was 2 people, because when she went to the house, back to Adrian's house, to figure out what was going on with the suit and everything, and I don't know if she made another one. That was another conversation we had on whether she made another one because she knew the code, but she hid that one. So it made me think that, okay, well, he can make more than one. I thought that's why they showed it, because he can make more.
I thought they were just 2, like. Adrian or the brother had one and the other one was in there in the caged thing to make it, and then when she came back she took the other one
and hid it
but so they were only using one to scare her.
That's what I was thinking,
but the other one was there because it was hidden,
because when she walked into the room and she tapped, it was actually there. But she couldn't see it, and then when she started doing things, it started to crystallize.
Yeah, and the code was not the one that she was using originally. It was the first day they met, so she wasn't supposed to get to it. So I think that he was preserving it later, to be able to use 2 at one time. But at the one time they were using the same suit.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was already there. It just you couldn't see it until you put the code.
So my thing is, when she went to the house, you know how long it took her to get there with the Uber driver, and she wanted him to wait or whatever. My thing was, how did he get to the house so fast? So I just assumed that maybe her brother was already there with a suit on, because he got there so quick, I feel.
See, I just assumed he drove there. He had a car.
Yeah. But then how did you not see the Uber?
Right. How do you not see the Uber?
How do you, because there's only one way into that, giant house.
But I don't think that he didn't see the Uber. He came in there looking for her.
Touche.
He came in there looking for her. She just got out.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel
remember
like
the dog was like.
I just feel like all
Zeus.
Yes.
Zeus is holding him back.
I don't know.
It was very nice.
It was very.
It's a very good movie.
Thought provoking.
Yeah. And
you get more.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Never ending reel over here.
My last thought was that it was such an unexpected ending. I was so happy with the ending of this movie.
Bro, I knew she was gonna find a way to manipulate him.
Not in that way that they did it. I love the way that she did it. Because she went back and got a suit and did the same thing he did to her, kind of thing.
I had to go clean up in the bathroom, put the suit on.
As soon as she went in the bathroom, I knew she was going to get the suit.
I thought he was going to.
But I couldn't understand the point.
There's a reason why she sat on the side that she sat there. Alibi.
The camera. Yeah, once it happened, then I'm like, why is he out there? She knows she didn't let it. Okay, whatever. But yeah, when they showed the camera, I was like, yep.
And when they came together and started talking is when he was like, well, I mean, what happened? Why did... that's what happened. Like, you try to, change the way he was saying so the recording could be non-incriminating.
She was mad that the sister...
Yeah, we had to kill the sister, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was
She
the
was a
point, taking
little
everything from her.
annoying about the whole like email thing. I'd have been like, wait, I literally just helped you escape, and I know you. I would not be getting offended like that. But I get it. I guess off of a whim being upset. But like at first, I was like, chill out.
Right.
You're my sister.
But he knew every buzzword. He knew everything that probably she was insecure about and everything.
Yeah, I get the point of it.
Stuff in there.
But my thing is, if this shoe was on the other foot, would you be all of a sudden like butting her out of your life?
Pick her up and you see him running to her like you. Another thing.
That's what we got.
That's what we got. Yeah, exactly.
We wouldn't. Why?
Because you ain't got to tell me to pull off more than once. Matter of fact,
you see me running
going on?
and jump in the car and I tell you, let's go. And you look at my face and see I'm terrified, I'm going to need you to be terrified and put your foot on the gas.
I don't even need you to be terrified. There's a problem if I had to pick you on the street outside the woods.
In the
from your
woods.
house.
Right. The moment you said to me, pick me up on the dark road, I'd be like, get in, let's go.
I was like, what's going on?
First of all, it'd have been me and my car. You don't know, it'd been 6 Negroes behind us to catch him when he came out the woods. He gone. They gonna run him down. Y'all know how we
That
rock.
should have eliminated that email, period. Like, you saw what I had to go through. You know I'm not.
But you know what the problem is? He was dead.
Yeah.
That's where the problem is.
And nobody was believing her about anything.
Yeah, he was dead at that point. That's what messed her up.
And I don't think she believed her until she saw the knife floating in her direction.
Yeah, it was too late.
Yeah, I agree with
Too
that.
late then.
Right.
Too late. Welcome back home. Back to casting really quick.
Loved Elizabeth Moss. I think she's the best crazy person.
She is I feel like that's all she's gonna play though for
You're
her.
amazing.
I'm cool with it. I mean, it's a good transition from like Mad Men to this. I love it.
I think
you show her growth
for her for a little bit.
Never watched Mad Men.
It's a good show. It's on Netflix. Mad Men. It's on Netflix, so check it out.
Okay.
How about James Lanier?
I love Andy.
First of all, if he sneezed, his clothes were gonna rip off in one hit. I was like, what? I'm like, are you looking in the refrigerator for some
That
buns?
joker leaned forward, and I said, look.
Welcome to the gun show.
Sneeze already.
Exactly. So I was like,
Yeah, pretty much. Storm Reed is absolutely beautiful young lady. She did an amazing job.
She won she won like some awards?
She was on something else, and I looked it up, and I can't remember what it was now. But yeah,
she was either winning like an NAACP award or Grant
I think it was
Grant. She's won like a bunch of awards.
Oh, really?
Who else is who's relevant?
Florid. From the time to go.
Bingo.
Go.
I'm gonna need you to be a better sister.
Yeah.
Oliver was cute though.
Oliver was absolutely gorgeous. I wish she was in more of the movie.
Exactly.
Gorgeous.
Nick him up in his little suit.
Take him back, girl.
Yeah, little psychopath.
Take him back.
Look at you in your nice
Put the
suit.
suit on and go at it.
He does it because he loves you.
Basically. Little psycho ain't hurt nobody.
Pretty much hurt her a lot, and her sister.
But I would have.
Hurt her sister just a little
And
bit.
like 60 policemen, and it's like overboard. Okay.
He actually went cray-cray.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And he actually had no reason to go cray-cray.
No, he didn't.
He didn't get any injections or anything like that.
But I think he was already
He was born
crazy.
Well, it was the brothers. Maybe it was like just genetic. Genetic cray.
Cray, 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 cray,
That's a new hashtag, genetic cray.
Right.
That describes our family
It's just
very well.
weird because you said it's a brother, so there's a cray, and I'm just kind of like, so that would be with people have siblings, and there's 2 here, so which one is the crazy one?
I think
It's
we've all
genetic.
established that.
We're not going to put it out there.
Okay,
I think
we've
everybody
established
understands
that.
now.
Are we gonna vote on 3?
Everybody point on 3, just in case they can't see us. So
Did you say porno?
Point.
Point on 3.
See, and you just gave yourself away. You lose. Good day, sir. Man in the corner. Man in the corner. Man in the corner.
You know what's not going to be funny? Like when we hit year 3 of our adaptations and then discussions, and people are saying "man on the corner."
It's a lifetime. It's a lifetime.
I say it. I said it on like Wednesday of last week, and I was like, "Wait, nobody? Okay, no. Okay,
Man on the corner. Man on the corner, and then just whatever. It's gonna follow you forever.
It's gonna be just Invisible Man,
Just Emma.
Just Artemis File.
All right, let's rate this movie. So I'm giving the adaptation a sip because it was nothing like the book, but it was a great movie.
I'm gonna agree with you. It's gonna get a sip for me too. This is Rhea, in case you didn't know.
It will get a long day for me because I love the movie.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, well, I was gonna get a half glass because first movie was a good adaptation. The second one had nothing to do with anything, and the newest one had nothing to do with it, but it was a great movie, so I give it half glass.
Oh, that's a great combination.
Can I go back and change?
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. Take your bow. Take your bow.
No more wine for you. You are cut off. No more.
That's a first.
But you're right. That 1933 was a good adaptation. But everything's gonna sit for me still.
Okay. My long day based on 33.
Okay, you do that.
Movies was not.
The sip bottle broke.
All right, so check out our next episode and follow us
On Read, Watch, Wine on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
and YouTube. We have our YouTube channel, so for those of you that have YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
I'm serious about this genetic cray.
Genetic cray.
Yes.
That's what the hashtag